Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today going to be the day that I start on a custom front bumper for my 2009 Silverado 2500 HD. I got it all laying on the pallet over there. I'm going to show you what I've got for it. So here is the new bumper, and it is, you can see, it's got to be put together and welded up, and it is a rough country bumper. Some of you probably will know what this is. This is their DIY bumper, and it's actually for the 07 to 13 1500. And that's kind of what it looks like. It's got some lighting options, and I didn't go with all the lights, but I do have a set of lights for the side that I'm going to try to make work. But it'll hold a winch and everything, so we'll see how that works out. I'm going to do some modifying. It's not going to look like that. Since I have to build it, I'm gonna probably modify it to make it work. It's the 1500s and the 2500s are a little different. I think the mounts are a little different and stuff like that, so I'm gonna have to change them up. There are the mounts right there, so I gotta get my bumper off, see what I'm dealing with. I know how they mount. I've took the bumpers off these trucks many times, so I know what I'm dealing with for a mount. Problem is, I've never taken a 1500 truck of this generation off, so I don't know exactly how they mount. So we'll see. Either I'll have to use these and modify these, or make my own mounts. Whatever I gotta do. But the top half of the bumper should flow with what's already on the truck, and then I'm gonna change it up. So you'll see as I go how I change this thing up. I do have a few things here that I might add. Got some shackle brackets. These are really nice, and I might add those on. I may not, but I've got them just in case. So kind of got it laid out here. I'm gonna probably start tacking this up once I get my bumper off, and I'll show you how it goes together. Or there's a rough country video, and they show you step by step how to put this bumper together. But like I said, I got a 2500, so I'm going to be modifying it a bit. So I guess I gotta get this bumper off here, and we're gonna get started. Okay, so it appears they've changed the mounts for this body style versus the 99 to 07, even though this frame is the same all the way to 2010. They've changed the mounts, so this ought to be interesting. I believe if I take this mount or this bolt off, that bolt off, there's a brace down there that I got to take a bolt off. I got to unplug the fog lights. It appears this bumper will come off, but this bracket here is quite a bit different than what I've dealt with the other trucks. So we'll see here. I might be able to get those 1500 brackets to work if I use this bracket here. So I'm going to get this thing off, and we'll see what I got under this bumper. So there it is, bumper and grille-less. And the only thing that surprised me is there's this flap, this rubber flap back here, and it's attached with these clips like that, and it's attached to the bumper. So you got to pull them off to get the bumper off. I couldn't figure out what the heck was holding it on, and it was them. They're attached like right there and there and there. It's I believe all it does is direct the air into the radiator. So be aware of that. But here, these are the mounts, and these are totally different than what I've seen before with the 99 to 07 trucks. But I think I'm going to be able to make that work, either bolting or welding the bracket, the 1500 bracket onto this bracket, or whatever, something like that. But I think it's going to be pretty easy to get this to work out. So now that I've got the disassembly done, probably going to do some tack welding on that bumper to get it set up in here. Probably got to put my grill back on to make sure that I know where that's at. And biggest reason I guess I'm building my own bumper is because I need it to work with a snowplow, so I can't have this big bulky bumper sticking out. Looks like about 3.5 inches out from the grill is all I can stick out. That's what the factory one is. So like I said, I'll get that bumper, start tacking some stuff up, and we'll see what happens here. Okay, so I've got most of the pieces ready. Got the big light mount bracket for the center. Probably won't put a light bar in there, but they have a grill cover that'll probably go in there. I got my end pieces. I got the light bar brackets, and I do plan to put lights in the sides there. So I got those brackets welded on. You can see it kind of spot welded all the way around it. Actually, it's more spot welds than they show in the video, but I don't know, I feel better with more spot welds on it. So I've got that done, and I've got the inner brace all welded up. So I'm just kind of waiting for this to cool, and I'm going to go take a break and then get this set in. I'll get it set in place, and some good welds in here. Actually using the big welder on this because this is designed to hold a winch, so I want really good penetration. Using the old Miller-Matic 200. I'm using the Hobart to tack weld stuff. It's a little easier, a little smaller to do that. And I'm using that for the light bar tabs and stuff. So once this is cooled, I'm going to get this installed into that main piece. And then I got to figure out how to get it mounted to the truck. Okay, so here's what I've got. So far, I got it kind of mocked up, the centerpiece. I did end up using the 1500 mount here. It's actually over top of the 2500 mount. And I'm probably going to end up just welding this mount to the factory 2500 mount, and then I'll just get a new bracket. I believe they sell that whole bracket, and I'll just get a new one in case I ever want to put my original bumper back on. And yeah, it's just mocked in. I just got 2 bolts in it, but it's got some adjustability in it, so I can go kind of up and down, sideways a little bit. But I think it's pretty well centered and pretty well leveled. I think that's a nice gap for the grill there. So I'm going to try to get these side pieces on, and I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to unhook my battery because I'm going to be welding these on the truck, and I don't really want to fry my computer, but I have done an awful lot of welding on computer cars, and I've really not had any trouble, but I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. So I'm going to unhook that the battery and start getting these wings on. So I've got some or the 2 side pieces on the bumper, and fitment is a bit iffy with those side pieces. I'm trying to line up the angles they say to line up the lines or whatever, body lines, but doesn't quite seem to be that simple. They actually want you to build this thing off the truck and just line up the things, but I don't know how you're supposed to do that and get it to get all the gaps right. But there might be a little bit more of a gap under the light than I would like. But it's not bad. I'm not sure why there is a gap there, because that grill is narrower, so the bumper should be higher. So it should be kind of like the 1500, but I don't know. I might either put a strip in there to fill that up, or I'm thinking about getting some type of a gasket that I can stick on the back of the bumper that would kind of seal that up. But I don't think the gap is bad. I'm having a little bit of an issue on this side. The bumper seems to be going out further than the other side, which I don't understand, because the mounts are mounted the same here. So I'm not real sure why that's doing that, but I'm probably gonna have to trim that up a little bit. This side is all right. It might be a little bit farther than the fender there. I want it to line up with the fender there. So I've got to get my side pieces on. I got to decide what I'm doing down here to kind of cover everything up. I don't really want that all open. I'm thinking about, well, there's another piece that goes here. And then I'm thinking about adding another kind of piece, maybe tie this bumper side mount into the side here with some angles or something. But I'm kind of stumped right now, so I'm gonna give her up and take a break. But that's what I've got so far. But anyway, when I get some more progress on it, I'll be back. Okay guys, so I pretty much have the bumper built and gapped, and everything is where I want it to be. I did add a few pieces down here. I added one piece here, and then I added another piece on the side. You can see that right there. And what I'm trying to do is get the bumper low enough to hide that washer tank right there. And I think I'm going to add underneath here, I'm going to add some rubber flapping or something to kind of hide the rest of that. You got to get pretty low to see that, but I think I'd like to hide it a little more. But overall, I'm real happy with what I got here. Everything's lining up nice the way I want it to. I did take a bunch of stuff off. I took the bumper brackets off. I took this piece off right here, which is the support for that inner fender there. So I'm gonna have to probably trim these inner fenders, which isn't bad because my tire was getting into the bottoms of these. So I'm probably gonna go in there and trim them out. I want to get that flap under there first to see what that does. Then we'll go from there. But again, I've got bracket here, and I made these, used our shear and our bender to make these. This is 1/8 inch steel. So I went and found some scrap 1/8 inch steel we had laying around. You can see it's a different color than the steel they have, but it's the same thickness. And actually that really helped stiffen up the whole side of the bumper, adding a little more steel. And if you stand back, it just adds a little more thickness to the sides, and I think it just looks better. Before it was kind of the side was like really thin. All it was this, and now that it's got some thickness, I like it better. I think it looks better. I know the bumper is considered a pre-runner, so I understand why they have it thinner there. They thin the bumper up on purpose, because that's what pre-runner bumpers are, pretty thin. But anyway, I think I'm gonna weld the bumper up, a bunch of it on the truck, because I don't want it to warp and twist and move on me. I want to make sure I've got all the gaps, because all the gaps, the headlight gaps and grill gaps and stuff are really spot on, and that's where I want them to stay. They say take it off and weld it all up, but I'm going to cover the truck up real good and do a bunch of the welding. Some of this welding up here, like close to the headlights and close to the fenders over here, I'll take it off when I do that. But I think I'm going to do a bunch of this welding while it's on the truck here. Kind of use the truck as a jig. But guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. It's probably getting fairly long. So I'm going to end her here, and I'll do I guess a part 2. I'll finish up welding this and I got to finish my mount. All I got to do is probably weld that up. And then I got to figure out what I'm doing to paint this thing. If I'm going to color match it or bed line it or color match bed liner or just black bed liner. That's probably what I should do because I want to do something in the rear and I want it to match. Also want it to match my side steps. And it's kind of like a bed liner coating, so yeah, that's probably what I'll have to do if I want everything to match. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video here on the custom rough country DIY bumper. I'll see you guys.